Right, hello everyone. I'm going to do a review of this Creative Peak professional watercolors which has come in from Amazon. They were in an out section, but I couldn't wait to rip it off. I have actually opened it and a quick look because it's very exciting. I love getting new paints. So by the makers of Creative Peak, and they're very interesting colours that have come through. So I'm going to have a go and see how they actually perform. Yeah, let's go. So there are 24. It says professional watercolors, so professional grade, which means you shouldn't need much actual pigment, and they should go a long way. Comes with a brush pen, which is great. Comes in this lovely metal box, which in itself is brilliant. It's only, I don't know, isn't it £10 something? This whole thing. I mean, this alone, if you just bought a little metal tin like this with a handle on the bottom, now it does shut properly. I just couldn't get it shut properly because it's got its protective piece of foam in there, which you obviously don't need. Comes with a color chart already done for you because I always recommend doing color charts. So I have one. This is my Daily Rowley one. You can see exactly the same thing. Come on. Oh, slightly different. But you open it up. Here, Daily Rowley, I have created my own color chart up here. I had to draw it and stick it in. Excuse the mess, it's a lot. They've given you one here, Creative Peak, and they've actually labelled them all, which I'm assuming, yep, corresponds with the colours. Now there are interesting colours in the vertical commas, like this emerald, it's called emerald hue, that's jade. They look quite nice flower colours. And it comes with this one of these lovely brushes. Love these because you can fill this with water and use this when you're out and about. But we'll probably just use normal brushes. There you go. Oh, it's a nice point on that. So that's handy. Always handy to have these. So we've got white, which I don't generally use, but you never know. And it comes with a card where you can show your artwork with us on Instagram with a chance to be featured on the Creative Peak store. Yeah, and any questions. So that's the card that comes with that. There we go. So what I'm actually going to do now is fill in this colour chart, and then we'll have a play and see how they blend nicely together. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, so I'll set up to start painting. So colour chart, water, kitchen towel. Obviously I've got their colour chart here. And I've got a separate piece of paper, but I'm actually going to put a colour chart on here because this will sit in my tin, in this tin. And I actually will then stick it in the lid like I did my other one. So then it's always in there, cut it. You can get damaged because it's got this to keep it nice and clean. And so when you open up, everything is there as you need it quickly. So that will stay in there. But on this sheet here, I will play around with some colours eventually, but we'll start with the colour chart just to see what colours they have. I'm going to use this lovely handmade cotton rag paper to do my little colour chart, which will then sit in my sketch pad. I'll stick that in, but I'll do that in a bit. In the meantime, let's get doing with these colour charts. Actually, what I like to do is kind of almost half the squares sometimes, so you put a real thick colour and then slightly lighter colour. So I tend to sometimes cut them in half with my pencil, like so. Just go down. I mean, this is more of a pain if you've got to create your own. Let's just take that light off, I suppose. Your own colour chart, because you'd have to draw this out like I did in my other box. But these guys are £10 something. Can't remember, it was silly money. It comes with this very thick watercolour paper already printed out, which is amazing. But it'll only be amazing once we have a look at the quality of the paint that's in here. It says professional quality, which means it should be nice and thick, not watery. You shouldn't have to work too much to get the paint out. It will depend how bound these colours together, what they use. Some paints use beeswax. Generally, if you've got paint that's quite waxy and chalky, they're usually cheaper paints because the binding material is obviously cheaper. But there's nothing wrong with them. You just have to work a bit harder at them. Sometimes you can get these really nice colours. You just have to work a bit harder to create the colours because they're not as smooth. But you know. Oh, right, let's work. I'm going to go across left to right. You shouldn't really. Actually, no, let's do it properly. I'm going to put white on there because white's white. We're going to go in with this one here, which is a lemon hue, it says. So we're going to pop in the top one. It's going to be thick, nice and thick. Ooh, yeah, that's thick. You don't need much pigment for that one, which is what professional watercolors mean. Hardly any, just literally dumped that in. And then this one here, I'm just going to put a little bit, water it, put it out with a bit of water to see how. Oh, nice. Wow. That's a nice strong, and you hardly need any paint, which generally indicates professional watercolors. Okay, that's yellow. Nice. It's called lemon hue, they call it. Next one's orange burst. Obviously, these don't equate to names you would normally come across in a palette like cadmium orange. This is definitely cadmium orange. That's definitely lemon yellow. They've decided to call on their own, which is absolutely fine. You get that a lot with brands that aren't your normal, but you can generally look and go, okay, that looks like cadmium orange. This one looks like cadmium orange to me, and it's a nice orange. I'm just being very careful because I've got wet there, so I'm just gently and literally just touching the paint. Hardly need any, really. That's a strong, another strong colour. So just put a bit there because there's still some on my brush. It's not now a bit more, not too much. I should put a bit more over there. Make that nice and strong. And just pull that up with a bit of water. A bit more paint. Bit of water just to see how it looks. A bit more faded. Hey. Nice. Cool. So the next one is Scarlet Red. That's a colour that's used in other palettes. Oh, a nice red. What's it saying? Purest colour pigments, £1/2 provide radiance, vivacity in each brushstroke, leaving your artwork bright. Don't know what. Doesn't say it's ink. It says it's watercolours. Does it say it's watercolour ink? No. Okay. That's good. I was just wondering because they're very vibrant. This is a nice red. Very carefully. Here. And a little bit red there because it's still on my brush. Pick up my paint. Pull that out. Nice. Oh, so you can see the nice colours. Okay. Let's make it. So we're going to carry on. I'm going across. This one's Crimson Red, which in normal paint boxes would say Brazilian Crimson. equally as strong, very pink, Brazilian crimson. They're just given different names. I don't know why these paint companies do that. Maybe they have to. Maybe there's a copyright on. I don't know how it works, but we don't need to know. We can kind of judge, use our eye, but that is crimson. A little bit, just a bit touch water, a little bit down here. I mean, I'm hardly putting my paintbrush in there to pull the pigment out, which means the binding material is very good. And then gently fade that out. That's a nice colour. Next one is plum. Never heard of that one. Interesting. Ew. It's a nice colour. It's darker. Brazilian crimson. That's a nice colour. Just move that there. Very strong. Very nice rose pink, that one. Wow. That is nice. Yeah. Hardly have to work it to get it to do. I mean, I hardly put my brush into these paints to get some pigment out, get it to work. So that's plum. But then we're going to go with this interesting bright pink. They call it magenta hue on here. Okay. On there. Easy. Magenta hue is this very strange pink. Ah, wow, it goes on the paper just as it is in the pan there. That's a lovely flower colour, and you can see I'm hardly getting any paint on my brush, and it's strong. I thought this one would be a bit washy. No, that's good. So just fade that out with water so you can see. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Now, this is rose hue. Another interesting pink. So these would make nice flower paints. Nothing else. I mean, they're nice colours. Really like them. Easy to work with. That is another nice pink. It's called rose hue. Now you can do a little bit down here. And take out a bit of water. Just see how it works a bit. There's a whoosh. Water. Paint. Yeah, working across. So this one is called Regal Purple. I would imagine it's like, oh no, it's not like the normal purples. Yeah, that might be nice, strong. It doesn't look really blue, which is nice. It goes nice against these pink. That's a nice purple. A bit more subtle, just like me because I've not done it so thickly. But the normal purples you have, got purple in this one. I think there we go. Dioxazine purple. That matches that one perfectly. Rose Madder is probably rose hue. They don't have an equivalent for plum or magenta. So that's what that purple is. It's nice to get new colours in a palette. Okay. Now I've got this other interesting one. It's called Jade. Is that one there? Let's have a look. Wow, that's nice. It's nice thick. Just put it down there. See what it does. There's probably equivalents to these. They're not the standard ones in your boxes though. But you could probably buy Winsor Newton versions of what, I don't know. This would be like a sea colour. It's a nice colour. And this one here, it's called Emerald Hue. This looks like some kind of blue. Wow, that's lovely as well. Beautiful. Nice. And I hardly need any paint. You can see I literally touched that with my brush. I don't need any. Get some paint on there. I hardly have to work it, which is perfect. It means the binding agent's nice. Okay, and we got this one, it's called Teal. It looks like, to me, Viridian Green. Yeah, a bit nicer though, actually. Similar to Viridian. I call it Peacock Green. This is a nicer Peacock Green. Now look at that. Nice. Wow. Okay, I like that. So I find Viridian a bit of harsh, a bit more blue. These have got less blue in them. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's top row. Beautiful. I'm not going to do white. Maybe we should. It looks white. No surprise. Not much going on there. You kind of generally use that over top of colours to tone them down slightly, which I can do on my other piece of paper. But at the moment, we're just doing a colour chart. So lime green. Oh, it's called lime green, and it looks lime green. Yeah, wow. That's a very yellow green in there, and it is bright. Very nice. Very strong. Don't need much. Blue looks like lemon yellow. Actually, must be a lot of yellow in there. So not, they look the same on the screen, but they're not. Oh, you can just see a slight difference. It is a very yellow green. Next one's sap green. Let's see if it's the sap green we all know. Just take a bit of water off my brush. Oh, that's too watery. My brush, it's not working. Okay, that's a very yellowy green. I find the sap green normally is a bit more blue. That kind of sits nice next to the lime green, I will say. It is still quite bright. But maybe when you use it with the lime green, they sit nicely. They do sit nice together. Just need to put a bit of blue in there. We'll come in with some blues in a minute. Okay, that's sap green. That's quite a lot of yellow in it as well. Looks nice. There you go. So you hardly have to put your brush in to get lots of paint. Next one's called Forest Green. This looks like, I would say, emerald green. Your palettes normally. Yep, that looks like emerald green. Oh, we have one called Seaweed Green next. So we'll see what that looks like. I would say that looks like turquoise now the teal has dried a bit. Like turquoise you'd get in water. I have got turquoise looks on that. This is forest green in the palette, but that looks like emerald green in a normal. watercolor. So I'm just putting some water, do it a bit more faded. Next we have seaweed green. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay. That looks like Viridian green. So the teal looks like turquoise. So these blues are lovely. Also, well, they're jade, emerald hue, and teal. They are nice blues. These are greens. As we're working on here, seaweed green now does look like Viridian green. That dry. Now it's sat next to these greens. This is definitely what I would call the peacock. I put peacock green, but it's Viridian green. Very nice. It's very nice Christmas green. You can do all your Christmas cards with this green. It's lovely. I think that's another also that. And next we have cerulean blue. Now that's one, a normal colour you have in any set. Yep, that looks like cerulean blue. This one says cobalt blue. To me, from here, that looks like ultramarine, but we'll see. Cerulean blue, which, I mean, they don't have to match your normal ones. It's interesting. Cerulean blue, yeah, they look similar. See, there is Viridian green. Well, that definitely looks like Viridian green. Sap green there is quite, that's sap green there, sap green. That's a sap green in my Dairy Rowley. That's quite a bright sap green that they have. And that one there is, I think that's, I don't know, I just called it green. Maybe it's just called green. I can see how they all, okay. So this is definitely cerulean blue in any colour palette. It's the same. Don't put too much water on my brush at the moment. I'm trying to get some of it off. Okay, let's just leave that. Cobalt blue. That looks like ultramarine, but we'll see how it comes out. Yeah, definitely. That's just cobalt blue, but this is definitely ultramarine in a normal palette. I would call that. Use this a lot for skies. You can mix it in with your greens and get darker greens. This is quite a versatile colour, but they called it cobalt blue. So me, definitely ultramarine. But really, you don't really need to know the names. You just need to know which ones you like to use to create what you do. So it doesn't really matter. Unless you're very, you like it like that. Right, indigo hue. Interesting. So I use indigo a lot in my palette. Oh, yeah. That looks like a, okay, slightly different indigo, but definitely an indigo. It's a grey, but with a bit of a blue. Yep, that's indigo. Okay, that's good. So they don't normally come with indigo. You normally have to add indigo into your palette. It's what I call a grey blue. I use this a lot when I paint, just like the colour. If you're doing clothes, this is kind of an Air Force blue colour. Pull that out. Water. Cool. Okay, next one is burnt sienna. Okay, let's see what we've got. Burnt sienna. It's quite a rust. It doesn't look rusty. We'll see. This looks more like a, from the look of it, raw sienna, but they call it burnt sienna. And that's definitely raw sienna. Yellow ochre kind of colour. It depends how it works. Yellow ochres and raw sienna, I think, are similar. This is not a burnt sienna in a normal palette. This is a raw sienna. And a normal palette, what I call normal is the ones like Dairy Rowley, Winsor Newton. The ones you normally work with. That's fun. You just have to know. Don't need to know the names. You just need to know what you've got in your palette. Okay, now they have one that's called chestnut, which to me looks like I don't know what we got on here. Looks like burnt sienna. Ooh. Ooh, this one looks like, yeah. So that looks like burnt sienna, this one. But they've called it chestnut. More like a rusty colour. That's what I think burnt sienna looks like. And they've called it chestnut. So I've done around the other way. It's fine. But it looks similar. Nice. Beautiful tones, I would say. Don't need much water, which is a good thing. That's they're called burnt umber. It looks like burnt umber as I look at it from up above. Let's see what, yeah, burnt umber. What is burnt umber? Dark brown. That'll work. It's a burnt umber. As they dry, they obviously all dry lighter. I can start to see. Just there, we've got dust grey and ivory black, which are always good colours to have. So this is definitely a burnt umber. So there's a couple that they've actually named the same. I don't know why they decide to name differently, but there are colours in here that I've not seen in other palettes, which is actually beautiful. I actually really love these. Right, dust grey. It's not like Payne's grey, like a elephant's grey. It's quite a light grey. It's actually quite nice. I'm not one to. I don't use Payne's grey. I tend to use indigo, as all my little online artists know. And I don't use Payne's grey very much. I think it's a bit of a dark, somber colour. This is a dust grey, which, yep, makes sense. This is a nice elephant colour. Very light grey. I like that. I'd mix that probably with indigo to get a bit of a Payne's grey colour. If you like Payne's grey, you might like this one. I actually really like it. That's really nice. Nice. Navy black, I'm assuming it's black. That's good. Never assume anything in any colour. Yeah, black. Black. There we go. Black. Okay. Interesting. Right. Coming to the end, and then we'll do like a little thing on my little thing. Colour chart on a piece of paper. Good. So there we go. So that is what I've done in my other one, like I said. So you can see the comparisons. So I've hardly used any paint, I've hardly touched them. So they are really strong, lovely. I absolutely love them. These colours up here are beautiful, will be beautiful for flowers, all of them. Really, you know, I would lend them more to flowers. I actually think they're lovely colours, these pinks here. I don't have in any of my set. These are very standard colours here. And I've got a few that I've added. Obviously this is a bit more messy, but you can see how they compare. And you just, if you want, like, if you want chestnut, that's, I said that's obviously burnt sienna, in between burnt sienna and light red. You can write that underneath. You don't really need to because you've got the colours already on there. And then what I'll do is I'll actually get this and stick that to the lid once it's dry with a bit of masking tape. And it's always in the lid, ready to use. And you don't have to bind it. But what I will do is in my sketchbook create another little colour chart that I can use for reference, which would be a bit more loose and playing around with the paints to see how they react together over the top of each other. That's what I'll use this for, and then stick that in my my sketch pad. So that's what we'll do next. So I'll stick that in with a piece of masking tape. Okay, just old good old decorating masking tape. Bit. Hold it over. Needs to dry, but we'll just actually stick it in here. You know, stick it in like that. You can pull it out if you want water. If you want to laminate that, you can. Would protect it more. I might do that actually. I tend to do that. I might laminate that and stick it in. I'll keep it safer I tend to do that with a lot of colour charts. I do laminate them because when you're working, you're splashing water everywhere, things go a bit pear-shaped. Actually, let's do that. So I'm going to close it up. I'm going to leave that over the side, and I will actually laminate that, and then I'll stick that in there once that's laminated. But what we're going to do now is just going to use the paints to create some kind of so you can see how they work with each other, which is actually quite nice. Sort of colour chart, working colour chart, so you can see how they interact with each other. Right, what you can do also as a colour chart, this is a more in-depth one, you can see how each colour mixes with the other colours all across the top here. So I've got the lemon hue here, and then you can add in a bit of your orange burst and I see how they mix with each other. You can have a little colour swap there, and then your scarlet red mixed with your lemon. It takes quite a while. Then you get like a reddy orange. I mean, it can be big or small, depends on how you want to do it. It's a bit more red. And we've got the crimson red. Yeah. Mixed with your lemon hue. Obviously, these are all going to be kind of autumny wood. There's one that should pop in there. Let's see, more orange, it's a bit more red than that. You can go across like that. We've got plum, really unusual. Plum colour. And you mix that with lemon yellow. Oh, autumny. More of a stronger autumn colour. And then lemon yellow hue again with that pinky colour. Just get that. Clean my palette a little bit. Oops. These are all going to be shades of orange because obviously there's a base of red. That's small. That's not as opaque. It's quite opaque. You know, you can't even see. It's like a pinky. Not very see-through. Interesting. And then we've got some over here. Try not to contaminate my lemon yellow hue. This is the rose hue. A bit more of that rose colour in it. Let's get to reaction. That's another one that's less transparent. Regal purple. Let's go with that one. So you can do this and have it as a cross reference when you're creating stuff. So purple and yellow. Oh, interesting. Make a greeny. Yeah, it does. Yeah, interesting. Green. Brown. There we go. I've got to wait for them to dry. They're a bit raw at the minute. So depending on how much yellow you put in. Yeah, that's good. Jade. Let's see what happens with the jade. So jade. That one there. And a bit of lemon. Oh, it's massively bright. Wow, look at that. It's almost the same with that. That is a bright green. Add a bit more jade with it. Should turn it down a bit. So bright emerald green. This one here. Emerald hue of emerald, it says. With a bit of lemon yellow. Probably some green. And the bright green. It's because that lemon's so bright. Just add a bit more blue with it. Turn it down a bit. Yeah, that's a bit more a bluey green. And then you've got teal at the end there, which looks like turquoise in any other set to me. another blue, and yellows make green, so give me some kind of greeny colour. Bright, and a bright green. There you go. So you can kind of do that with your takes a long time, and then you can do the next one. We got next. We have orange. So orange burst. Orange burst. So you then can mix all those colours up there, but I haven't even touched the browns. Okay, let's do that. Might do that on another piece. So I might work through these top ones, and then once I get down to here, I do the bottom ones and see how they work out. But yeah, you get all sorts of different. They're starting to settle into the paper. As you can see, it's still quite wet. So we're working quite, yeah, close. There, I've got leaves over here that's mixing over. It just takes quite a while to do that, because obviously you've got to wash your palette and clean your paint and stuff. So we're going to go with the orange. And then we're going to go, we can see the lemon and the orange burst, so we don't need to do that. We're going to go orange burst, and then we're going to do scarlet red. So you can just move along a little bit. This is should be quite a reddy orange. There you go, which it is. And then scarlet with crimson red, which is this one here. So these are going to be quite red colours. So all colours red that I'm mixing. Scarlet, one colour, scarlet red with this pink colour. You get a very, not so translucent, quite an opaque pink, which is quite handy for flowers as well. So scarlet red, and then this one here, which is called, what have I got? Scarlet red, crimson plum. This is magenta hue. I think we've just done magenta hue. This is rose hue. Oh wow, that's a lovely colour. Not very transparent, but very strong. Ah, wow. So scarlet red again. Oh no, we're doing orange burst, aren't we? Orange burst. I think I've gone with the red. I've been mixing scarlet. Well, let's carry on with that. I have to change my writing. Scarlet red. And this purple. Quite an interesting purple. Well, okay, that's nice. It's almost like a burgundy colour. It's not orange burst because I've been changing it. I was dipping it. So from here onwards, it's with the scarlet red. Yes. Carried on, doesn't matter. We'll do that another time. So scarlet red and this colour here, which is jade. Looks like with a jade. Ooh, that's very top grey. Very sort of purpley grey. Nice. Interesting. Very nice space. And then scarlet red with that colour, which is emerald hue. What's this? Right, so I have stopping just laminated my colour chart, which will be stuck in that way around. Tape. So when you open your tip, it is it's a bit wet. It is there in the lid. You open it up, you've got all the colours that are relevant to that. And I'm slowly working through this colour chart, which will be stuck into my Sketchbook. So you basically start off with one color. This is crimson red, and then you add orange burst, scarlet red, up. So you can see how the colors mix together and how they create these lovely, lots of different colors. And then once you've done that, you put that in your sketchbook. So you've got it as reference. You don't have to always pop it into the sketchbook. I quite got to my sketchbook is my reference book. I have quite a few of them. I label them 1, 2, 3, and then I move on to the next one. Just what you can do with yours. Basically, it's I finished this, or I'll just work through this slowly. So I'll probably stick this in, and then eventually work through it slowly, and then just pop that into my sketchbook like that, and then start to work through those colours slowly. So I know when I put in there that they are label that they are Creative Peak colours. So if I want to do a painting, I know this is in my reference, in my sketchbook, so I can come back to it anytime and come find that for reference. Also, you've got in the tin colour chart, the original colour chart that you can work with. But if you want more of a deeper reference, you can then mix these all up and then have them into your sketchbook as a reference, which is what I like to do with most of my colour palettes. So that is your Creative Peak Professional watercolours. They're really good. I will say, just initially playing with them like this. Very good quality, strong colours, easy to use. Some of them are different, which is lovely. Magenta hue, all these will be brilliant with flowers. So I can see me using these to do flowers with. I think I might even use them to do some Christmas pictures with. But yeah, I think they're really good. Love them for £10. Something on Amazon. They're not very expensive. Let's have a look. £10. £10. Sorry, should have already known this, but I don't. They literally came today, yesterday. £11.99. Actually, they've come up. They've gone up. They were £10 something. So £11.99, which I think is really good. Really, really good. Happy with those. Anyway, that's my review of the Creative Peak Professional watercolours. Definitely add to your list of watercolours. There are mine. Thanks for watching.